What's going on, everybody? It's the Indoor Hunter, and today's video I figured we would have a fun little myth busting session talking about some of the most common myths and misconceptions when it comes to Hunter Call of the Wild. Even after all these years, Call of the Wild still has a lot of known knowns, which leads people to speculate, make up pure misinformation, other things like that. So without further ado, let's talk about myth number 1. Playing multiplayer will always yield more diamonds. I'm not exactly sure where this myth started, but it is completely false. Multiplayer has no bearing whatsoever. It is simply a replica of whoever the owner's server is. Their map is reflected there. There's nothing special whatsoever when it comes to playing multiplayer. Myth number 2, multiplayer spawns more animals. Again, this is completely false. Not exactly sure where it came from. The idea is because there were multiple people on a map, that means there are going to be more animals so everybody can have a fair harvest, and this is simply untrue. Again, the maps are actually no different than their single player counterparts. It's just more people. And with the last multiplayer myth, we have myth number 3. Having multiplayer challenges selected will increase the odds of seeing whatever it is that multiplayer challenge pertains to. Again, this is completely false. It's not how the game works. It's nothing more than a mere challenge. It has zero effect on spawns, respawns, or anything that is currently on the map. Myth number 4 pertains to herd management. Now, this one may be a little bit controversial depending on your thoughts and opinions on herd management, and this is kind of a two-pronged myth, so this is kind of 2 in 1 here. As far as herd management and does it work, I'm gonna say that this one is plausible. Right now, really solid evidence is anecdotal at best. And a lot of times we're seeing some confirmation bias, whenever it comes to herd management. I know so many people swear by it, but at the same time, with data mining, it really doesn't support that it's actually working. Anyway, on to the actual main part of this myth. Herd management spawns great ones. Again, this is not true at all. Herd management really doesn't have an effect whatsoever on great ones spawning. Great ones are based on a random based number generator or something like that. It's completely unpredictable. There's unfortunately nothing that can be done to increase the spawn rates. It's simple as shooting one of whatever you're shooting and hoping it comes back as a great one. In fact, herd management may actually be detrimental to spawning great ones because the more animals you harvest, the more chances you get, and with herd management, that's obviously much slower. Coming in at number 5, stacking diamonds will spawn great ones. This, again, maybe it's plausible, but truth be told, the fact that great ones are so rare, this is extremely hard to test. I have personally never seen any sort of great one spawn because of stacking diamonds. Again, we may be seeing a placebo here whenever you do get several diamonds on a map. It seems like a lot's going on. But really right now evidence is anecdotal, so we're gonna leave this one as plausible. I really don't think it has any sway as far as great ones go though. But again, it could be true, but it's looking likely that it's not. Hard closing your game can save potential ruined diamonds. And what I mean by this, let's say for example you're out somewhere, Varanga Savannah, for example, you've got a 9 legendary lion and you pull the trigger, the shot is lined up beautifully, and you realize you just accidentally shot a level 9 lion with a 243. Don't panic, there is a way to save this. If you immediately exit out the game before the animal has a chance to die, and you come back in, he'll come back brand new as if nothing ever happened, saving you a lot of heartache. I've definitely used this trick more than once on potentially ruined diamonds. It's gotten me out of some trouble before. The key is to do this before the animal dies. If it dies, it's too late. It will not work, and you're going to be having a ruined diamond. Is another one that may be controversial, but I'll have to explain what I mean by it. So the myth is females never respawn as males, and this is technically true. Females will never respawn as a male, and a male will never respawn as a female. However, there is a caveat to this, and it's a weird game mechanic that just happens. I don't know how to explain it. So, for example, let's say you're grinding whitetail, and you've got a need zone that hosts only female whitetail, and you're wondering what in the heck is going on. And let's say you shoot a female, and next thing you know, it comes back as a male. That female did not actually respawn as a male. What is happening is the game has, think of like a server queue. There's animals waiting in line to respawn, and it just so happened to be that male's time to respawn, and it, well, found a hole to fill. So, using this knowledge, if you're grinding whatever animal and you've got a lot of zones that hold nothing but females, maybe shoot a couple and see if you can't get some to spawn back in there. Again, that's not saying that females are respawning as males. That's not what's actually happening. It's a simple slot to fill. Population resets ruin your chances at getting a great one. I myself have actually fallen victim to this myth, and it is completely untrue. Expansive Worlds has pretty extensively at this point explained that population resets have absolutely no effect on great ones or their chances at respawning. So whether you're in the middle of a grind or just starting one, if there happens to be a population reset, which there is going to be one for red deer, don't fret because it's not going to ruin your chances of getting a great one. Now in the past, I thought this was true. They did a population reset. I was a few thousand kills in on Rancho de la Oro, and well, I kind of gave up on the game because I was so upset that they ruined my chances at getting a great one. That's not how it works. Every time you kill something, there is always a chance for it to respawn as a great one, so keep grinding even if it resets the population. Best case scenario, you end up getting more rares or diamonds because of it. There are always diamonds on your map, and this is actually true. At any given time, there will always be a minimum of at least one diamond. Now, whether you get lucky and that's an animal that's highly visible, like moose, whitetail, etc., or you may be unlucky and it just happens to be a mallard duck or a rabbit somewhere in a burrow, regardless, there is always going to be a diamond to be found on your map. You just got to get out there and find it. I know, and I've seen this myself personally, where I feel like, man, there's nothing going on in here, but what keeps me going forward is knowing for a fact that there's at least one diamond somewhere. There's a lot of data mining that has been going on with this game, a lot of population scanners, stuff like that. People figured out a lot. And that's one of those things is we've figured out, yes, there is always going to be at least one diamond on your map. So if you're having a hard time finding that diamond, just keep going. You're going to get there eventually. If you guys like this kind of video, please let me know in the comments below. If you guys can think of any other weird myths or something that we could even try testing on the channel, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the next one.